computer. Okay. Hi, everybody. All 6 of you who came out for today's open office hours. I've neglected to actually email or post about these recently, and I was just not going to have them at all until version 2 released. But here I am again. I just can't stay away. And I understand that people still have questions to ask me, so I'm happy to keep doing them after all. And I wrote something about version 2 in the group. Some of you might have seen it. If you're in the group with us, if you're not in the group yet, in the Facebook group, please join. We'd love to see you. I post a lot of really cool stuff in there, product updates, and also do a lot of strategy coaching with people and helping figure out the best ways to do things in Experienceify so you can increase the student engagement and success. So join us if you're not there already. And I'm seeing a new face today. Katie, have I seen you here before?
No, I'm one of Robin's good friends.
Oh, hello, Robin's good friend. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, I just joined because I was supposed to do my course on ClickFunnels, and I was like, no, why? I'm going with Robin's thing.
Oh,
I actually introduced her. I sent her the link to this whole program originally last year. I was like, you should check this out. Anyway,
oh, that's so funny.
I'm excited to be here finally.
Oh, cool.
You made a good decision not to do it on ClickFunnels. That's what I did, Katie. And it's like,
no way.
Don't do that. No, don't do that.
Yeah, my intuition was like, nope, you're not doing that. So you're gonna move to Experienceify. I have so much to learn. So I'm like, oh no, another platform. Anyways, it's okay. I have Robin to help me too.
Cool. And yep, jump on the Facebook group and we'll help you as well over there.
How do I join that? I didn't see a link anywhere.
I should have been in my welcome. Hi, welcome email that you got.
Oh, okay. I'll check that.
Joined.
I found it this morning.
I'll just pop the link into the chat there for you.
I think I invited you, Katie.
You did?
I think so. Just, yeah, check.
Okay, sorry, guys. I don't want to take up the time for that. Anyways, good to be here.
Good to have you here. Thank you. All right. So I am back from Mexico after having spent a week away. So I'm feeling really good, ready to get back to it, ready for version 2, which cannot come soon enough. The guys were planning, or I was planning to have it out by end of this week. And then they reminded me that, well, it's actually our Independence Day on Friday. Belarus Independence Day is the same day, Friday and Saturday, as the States. So today I learned. So that's where our dev team is, by the way, if anyone's curious, Belarus. So we have eight developers working full time on the new version, and they have committed to completing all the new features by early next week. So we're going to complete the features and then spend a few days on the migration script. And that means taking everything that you've put into version 1 and making sure that it all gets over into version 2. So you don't have to bring anything over yourselves. So that is our plan. So I'm really excited for that. It is working. It's looking great. It's very functional. I'm playing with it every day in the testing site to give them feedback. So it's all looking very, very solid. So it's not just smoke and mirrors. It's this thing actually exists. And I've got some video here of a building here that Sean is showing me. Not sure what's going on there. Hi, so I've got a few extra people who joined us. So I'm going to open up the floor for any questions. If you have any questions, I'm happy to get that started and answer those questions.
I've got just a couple of quick ones, Marie, and you may have covered them before, but are we going to have the ability to put comments below the modules in the new version?
Comments below the modules?
Yeah, will participants be able to comment? I don't care actually, but there's somebody who's interested in Experienceify and it's something they want to know, so I'm just asking for them.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth about whether to put the comments box underneath modules as well. Why not? Because it's going to be the module name, all the trainings inside the module, and then a comments thing. So honestly, I'm just not sure the use for it, because who's going to leave a comment on a module? People are going to leave contextual comments underneath the training, like to ask questions about the training, or to put their homework in there or something like that, or to talk to somebody else. Underneath a module, I just don't get it.
Well, this person wants to have comments running like a Facebook group, like we did with the EPM Facebook group, but they just don't want to do anything on Facebook. So they were hoping to be able to do it in the platform. But
okay.
So that's a big maybe.
That feels more like a forum page to me than just a comments section on a page.
So Murray, I had a comment on that when you were asking about if I could jump in about this topic. This is Sean.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Just when I tried something like that in, I don't know, Podia or somewhere else, we found that people were not really commenting when the comments were only under the training, because the groups were small enough and people couldn't find their way back to where the discussion took place. So either having it under the whole module, or like you said, a separate forum would be really helpful, because a lot of people really don't like Facebook groups. So I don't know what you're planning for version 2, but that would be my input, that in some ways it seems like it would make sense to put it directly under that training, but it just didn't work. We couldn't keep up with monitoring them because they were all hidden so much. So,
okay, so
that's
two pieces of feedback on that. In terms of monitoring the feedback, for you as a course creator, it's important you're able to obviously monitor the comments that are left, because you can have comments hidden anywhere. If you've got 100 trainings, you could have 100 places to go and look for comments, and that's no bueno. So what we are building in version 2, which is not there yet, but it's going to be coming very quickly after we launch version 2, because we're doing phase 1 first and then phase 2 after that. But what we are building is a central page where you can see all the comments that have been left wherever they are in the membership site, in like over any course. So I'm going to show you non-course pages. I'm going to show you what that looks
my
like.
question about that is, will the participants be able to see each other's comments from anywhere too, or just the admin? Because that's what they were failing to find, and see each other's comments.
Right. So let me first show you this sketch. So this is what the comments area looks like for you as an admin. So you're going to see 289 comments, but you'll see the most recent ones at the top, and it's going to expand out like this. But it's not going to be shown in this expanded version initially. It'll show you the comment, who left the comment under for which course and training, when the comment was left. There's going to be like a new badge on it. It'll say new if you haven't seen it yet. And then you can see the entire comment here. There's a read more button if there's more of a comment to read. You can see the replies if people left replies underneath that comment. So you'll be able to see the replies of the threaded comments. And then you can do quick reply. If you wanted to leave a quick reply to a comment or just a reply, you hit quick reply, and then you can add your own comment, your own response to that comment. So this page will show you, it's a centralized place where you can look for all of the comments that have been left for any course, for any training on any course. So going back to what Sean was saying a second ago, is there a similar place for students to go and look? And that is an interesting question. I wonder if there is an opportunity to have a separate page that is kind of like going to show them an aggregated list of, here are all the places you've left comments, one after the other, when they left the comment, and they can see if anyone's responded to the comment that they've left. So if they've left a response to somebody else's, like if they've replied to someone else's comment, it's going to show that context to them. But then if they've left their own their own top level content, it's going to show them that comment and anyone else who's responded. So it's going to be almost like a forum, but it's going to be like a self-centered forum in the sense of It's only going to show them threads that they're personally involved in.
So that might not be what I was asking. We felt like the students weren't finding each other's comments, but maybe, you know, maybe if you just do it so that they're always under that training. But yeah, I don't, for the people in that particular class, if there is more of a central place, but I don't know. Anyway, just seeing your own comments still doesn't make a very participatory thing, I think. So
I'm only brainstorming right now. This is a new feature that I've not thought of before. So this is one great reason why I like to do these calls, is that you all give me some great ideas for how I can improve things. You know, it's this kind of interaction that's going to make the platform really, really serve you and your business.
yeah, exactly. And I don't exactly know what it would look like either. So.
Perhaps it's just a page which shows all of the comments under in the course that they're currently in. It can have some sort of categorization or some other kind of ordering that allows them to make sense of it, but it just shows all the comments so they can see. But that's not a forum. It's basically, it's going to be comments that are in the context of the training they were under. So I'm not sure how useful that will be.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be feedback in the forum so they can help each other's assignments without having to go to another platform like Facebook. So in the platforms that I've used before, some even prototypes, when you can give them assignment and post it, then everybody can say, here's how you make that better.
Yeah, or give each other support.
Yeah, well, you can do that in Facebook. I find rarely do people do that. There's either people who do everything in Facebook or do everything. Jumping back and forth between platforms doesn't work very well. In fact, in a platform that I helped developed, the teacher could give information privately if it was something kind of negative, you know, or they could give the information publicly. So you had that choice even to say, Murray, that's great, but have you tried this? Or that doesn't ring to me, or something like that. If it was something that would be beneficial for everybody, you could do a group, and we even tied that to each particular assignment. So Kyla Flow was, here's the task. Below that was, here's the assignment. And then there was all the interaction for that assignment on how to make it better or worse or whatever.
Well, if there's enough demand for a certain thing, then I'll definitely consider adding it. That's how we roll here. Got some more questions here in the chat. Claudia, why don't you?
Yeah, so my students got another little mini computer vision course as a bonus. And now when I'm going to the students panel, I can obviously see the people that already, claimed that bonus, but now the points, because I'm doing another jump contest that ends on Thursday morning. And can they potentially have now muddled up the points if they ended up starting the second course, which I told them not to do, but just in case I went in there, could the points now be a collective number from both courses, or
yeah
okay, it could.
Yeah, it's
so I can't really tell at this point which points are from which program.
No, it's a total.
Okay, should have not released that bonus, but I mean, I think most of them didn't know. But when I see the last time they logged in, I don't know which of the programs they logged in, really. I can't tell, right? Okay, is that going to be changed in the next version?
The student page shows, as it is right now, the student page shows you the total amount of points that they've earned, okay. I think. But yeah, new version shows it broken down.
Okay, and then that new version will also be able to tally it up, because right now I have to, you did it for me last time, but I have to, because you can't sort them by highest points. So I have to go in manually again and do it, right? And look at other points and how, right?
Yeah, so let me show you.
Okay.
Students. All right, so it's going to be share screen. It's based again. Here's my sketch file. It's here's the new students page. So it's going to be the data in this page. It's going to be based on the filtering here on the left.
I see.
So you can select the course, filter just for that course.
I got it. Okay.
And then that will give you the data for just that course here on the page.
Okay, and then you can also sort it with those little arrows that right now you see them, but they're not active. Right now they're not working, the little filter, okay. And my second question is really short. So sometimes I have like say I have nearsighted and farsighted people in my program, and I have the same exercise, but I have a version for the nearsighted and the farsighted. And right now it's separate training. So it makes it look like the module has so many trainings, but in reality, it would be one training, like A and B, you know what I mean? Would there be a way to put 2 video trainings into one training, or is it always just going to be one video? Does that make sense what I'm asking? Like,
couldn't you do like a separate course for the nearsighted people, a separate course for the farsighted people?
The majority is the same. It's just there's a few trainings where you separate it out. So in the old course on ClickFunnels, that was the only thing that was, I would have a training and then I would have a video, some copy, and then the other video, you know what I mean? So it's not like all these different trainings on the left.
Yeah.
It's really the majority of the program is the same stuff. It's just a few of them where I was thinking it would be great to have the ability to group 2 trainings into 2 little videos versus, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it. I mean, but it's really no big deal to duplicate an entire course and then to customize those trainings, and that way you can customize the communications as well.
Yeah, maybe in the future. That's why I'm trying to think for this time, right? Okay. This is definitely, it's part of how we develop our course is based on the platform, and then, you know what I mean? It's like it goes hand in hand. So
yeah,
if that's the best way to do it in the future, I will do that. Okay, cool.
Well, I'd recommend it because it means you can really customize the communications and reduce the confusion in terms of people knowing what trainings are for them and what trainings are not. Like, I totally get why you want to make it as efficient as possible. You are German after all. But it's, I think from the student perspective, just giving them only what they need is going to be a better call. It's going to be a better outcome for the students.
Okay. That leads to the question, how would I do that when they buy the program? Like, how do I know when they buy the program on a webinar and they don't even know if they're far or nearsighted? Some people don't even know. They're just like, how do I split them into 2 different programs when they purchase it? That's another, like, you know, you do an offer and like, okay, go to A or go to B. I think people will be confused. Anyway, that's just that's a bigger term question, I guess. So unless I market it only, this is only like I'm doing a launch for farsighted program and I'm doing a launch for nearsighted, I think it would be confusing. Then,
I mean, depends on if that's a big widespread thing that people don't know if they're far or near or farsighted.
But even if they do know, would it be like, you know, you would have to have 2 order forms or 2 buttons or some kind of sales page with 2 different buttons? And I'm just saying.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think probably two different an order form for each for the 2 different products.
Yeah.
But then if they don't know which one they are, how do they choose in the one membership site which video to watch?
What if
in the beginning, I explained, I mean, in the beginning, I do a lot of training and most people do know, but they get confused that people that can't see the near point are farsighted. It's, you know, like it's just sometimes the language, or they don't know my diopters are minus, I can't see the distance, or I educate them in the beginning, right? I mean, I do that. It's just, and the majority of the training is the same. I would say 90% is the same. There's just a little bit of separation in certain pieces.
Okay.
So.
All right. I'll think about it, and if I have any thoughts, I'll let you know.
Okay. Maybe I'm the only one that has that challenge.
No, I have a follow-up question to that, because in my trainings, I have videotape of me with my clients, and you know, where I go through the steps in the training, and then I put in I'd like to put in additional videos instead of having separate training, for just adding a video of going all the way through so they can see how it works with different people.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean too. There's a main training, but then there's additional one that you don't really want to make a new story. It's kind of like just an additional little piece. Exactly.
Well, if there's demand for people that want to do multiple trainings, multiple videos in one training, I'll add it. But you know, there has to be demand for it. It's not something that I want to want to add if it's going to just cause more confusion for people?
Sometimes it's like you do A and then you do step B, and it's kind of part of one process, right? I mean, versus having one long video that might like some of the videos from Marisa that were like over 30 minutes long, they totally like, for me, it would have worked better have to have one and then, you know what I mean? Sometimes split it into two little components. It's just a thought, Maybe if nobody else needs this, then.
Well, I think that's a different question. If a training is too long, if it's worth splitting a training, then there should be two different trainings.
Right. But I mean, the point would be the same, that you have two videos in one training. That like the gist of it is the same. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see questions. Okay, let's catch up to where the questions are. So, Robin, you want to know if the price is going up? No, it's not going up. I would never do that to you.
No, not for us, for other people.
For other people?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm running 8-week class. T, why don't you unmute and you can ask me the question?
Okay, perfect. Hi, Murray.
Hi.
So I just had a question about payment plans. So I'm running an 8-week class that's $997, and Marisa suggested 3 payments of $367, but that would have them paying the last day of the class, which she doesn't recommend. So in the future, would payment plans be something we could split into like every 3 weeks or something like that, or will it always be monthly?
You can, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be customizable like that.
Oh, good. That would be great.
Let me double check. Before I 100% commit to that.
Yes, of course.
Subscription-based payments, one-off payments, monthly payments. No, it looks like they're just monthly at this point. I was thinking of everyone 1 week. No, it doesn't look like we have that. Crap.
Okay.
No, it's monthly, it looks like.
Okay. So that would just be something that I would request, just in the hopper for future changes. Be super helpful for payment plans when you don't want them paying toward the end of the program.
Mm-hmm.
So just a thought.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Murray.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. Would we be able to embed HTML content into the new version? Yes, definitely. Should I? Once we've got a page builder that we are implementing. First phase of version 2 is customize your course pages. It's like a click to edit environment where you can customize the content on the pages instead of having to go through that awful customization area. So you're going to be able to click and edit and customize pages. The second phase of that is going to be where you're able to click and drop in new HTML sections onto a page. So you can actually drop in a embed your widget or your HTML, whatever you want to embed. So that is definitely coming very soon as embeddable as a feature for you. How do I shift? Cheryl, do you want to unmute and ask me that? How do I shift payment? Go ahead.
Yeah, on my 5-day, I want to add a VIP option, and I'm not finding a way to do that in the price ticketing area.
A VIP option?
Would be, in essence, there's the one price regular, and then there's the price plus VIP. So there's like 2 ticket levels.
Okay. Don't have anything like that right now. So it's like a radio button where you can choose a more expensive version?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have to think about how we would do that.
So it's not going to be here next week.
Certainly not, no.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry about that. Let me see. Next question. After they join, could you do a survey to figure out which T is a question? Okay, T, that's just a suggestion. Or
Oh, that was just a question to Claudia. Sorry,
right.
Mary.
I have a VIP option. Okay. Claudia. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through some of these questions. I'm trying to figure out where the questions are. I'm not seeing any extra questions. Claudia, I was thinking that...
Murray, I put some in at the beginning. Sorry.
You want to just ask me here?
Yeah, I had 3, but were you going to say something to Claudia first? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say one thing you could do, Claudia. Do you use the Experienceify Autoform or a different one?
No, I use the Experienceify one.
Okay. I was thinking one thing that you could do is, if you weren't using it, but you are, but if you weren't, you could take the money, redirect them to a thank you page, which has a survey on it, which asks them a few questions to help them identify whether they're near or far-sighted. And then after the survey, you use Zapier to insert them into the correct course based on their response.
Yeah. Okay.
Just an idea.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool.
But by the way, it's a few other people that said they liked multiple videos in one training. It's not just...
I saw that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do if you propose, like, if you ask people, what I found as a software developer is that if you ask people, do you want this feature? Pretty much everyone will say, yes, I want that feature. But if you ask the same question and say, all right, so out of these 10 features, I can only do 4 of them. Which 4 should we do? When you make people choose like that, you're going to get a much more helpful response from people, because they're actually having to prioritize what's going to be most useful to them, and not just tell you the ones that the ones that they want, if there's no other kind of limitation or restriction on the choice. And with software, there's always a restriction and a limitation on the resources we have to deploy for a problem. So
we get that, Murray. I was just asking really if there's a way. So this wasn't like a demand or in any way, like I can't use this if it doesn't work.
Well, I will add it to a list of potential things.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And once people prioritize what's really important to them, then we'll see a true picture of what I want to, what we're going to implement. Okay, folks.
Wait. I didn't get to answer my questions.
I was gonna transition to you. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you were wrapping up.
No.
Sorry. Okay. By the way, the last person, and I missed her name, who asked about the VIP, what I've done with levels like that is the VIP becomes sort of like, we call it the whole enchilada, and then everything else is handled through discount codes. So that was how I was able to deal with that leveling thing. So I don't know if that would work for you for now. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Helen, I love you.
What?
I love you. That's a great plan. I can do
and I'm
that.
happy to tell you how I did that. Came up with cute names for the discounts and things like that.
Wow.
So
Thank
anyway,
you for suggesting that. That's great.
Yeah. Darn it, I keep always forgetting one of these things, and I'm just on my phone. Actually, the reason I had it on the building was to show you guys I'm in this amazing place in our tiny town of Deal, Maryland, that has this outdoor bar that's like an old boathouse with a boat in the middle for the bar. I don't know how to turn around my camera right now, but anyway, so I'll put that on that instead of on me. See, it's by the pool and everybody's
Nice.
sort of, it's amazing. It's like, wow, such a cool thing. Anyway, so one of the things is I don't know where to add the replays for our calls. Where do the replays go each week?
There, I believe, is a replays. If you go to the course,
Yeah, that'd be good.
there's a replays section here.
Okay, and that's just going to show up on that particular same training page or somewhere else under the module where all the replays go together in the module, or will it be right in the training?
It's going to be on the replays page.
Which is just somewhere in the course or in the module?
It's going to be in the top navigation. It's going to show replays up here.
Okay, so like where it has dashboards and trainings.
Yeah, can you see my screen or no?
Okay, great. So I don't have that now. Is that just because I didn't engage it?
Bingo. It's going to appear as soon as you put content in there.
Great. Okay, then another thing, I keep forgetting these questions. It's in my little first thing that I did. Okay, so one thing, I think I've asked this before, like that welcome thing, I put in a video just as a placeholder, and I can't get rid of it without replacing it with another video. There are times when I just want to have no video, but you know, so I think you've said that can't be done right now, right?
Yeah, we didn't plan for that in version 1 that someone would want to just remove a video. So you're going to have to wait for version 2 next week to do that.
Okay, then I know what it is. A really big thing is in my resources, it's great that we can upload any kind of file like a doc or a PDF or a JPEG. What we can't do is put in a URL the way we do with videos. And lots of times I want to send them to another page of mine that is a resource, or even to a video that's going to be their extra resource for that program. And maybe that would also take care of her need for more than one video. Will the new version have a link the same way as when we upload a video, we need that in the thing where you upload a PDF. There's nothing to put in a URL there. I don't know how to send them to a resource that is actually a URL. Could even be somebody else's web page.
Could you put it in this text area here that goes underneath the video?
I suppose we could, but I would love it to be really nice to have it under resources, so all the resources are in the same place. And that, you know, another comment of mine, which is if I were going to have pictures, rather than if I had to choose between pictures next to the what they did at the end of the module, I'd rather have a picture to show what the download is, because people are just not finding those downloads, especially because they're at the top. They get to the bottom and it says, did you do this? Which includes downloading. And they're like, I don't know. I don't see any links to download. So I think we'll probably be able to structure the page so we can move those things around. But even having a little picture that comes up, like a thumbnail that shows.
Do you mean these buttons here?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're right there under the video, and everybody's worked through the whole module. They get to the end where they're clicking the buttons and they're like, what downloads? You know, because they didn't even see them up at the top. But anyway.
I wonder if you could call more attention to it by giving it a name more like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been doing that. And even when we do I did this, I always direct them, go to the top of the page. But I think if there were pictures associated with
maybe do you mean more like a button, so the background isn't white, but it's like a green button? Like I feel like if it's like a button, there would be, you know what I mean? Like Marisa's were like buttons, so that it's not white on white.
Yeah, and I don't even know what to call it. I say go to the top and find the little white rectangle. I can't even really call it a button.
I think a design thing could fix that. I don't think you need to change it's just more like if it's a button, like with the actual background color.
But even for me, I know it'd be more motivating for them if there was a little thumbnail of what they're about to download. And I would trade off the thumbnails under watched video or something, but maybe I can do that. Maybe I can put the download next to, or anyway, but there's more than one download. So, but again, still the idea of, I would hope that because you already have, this is a different question back to the other one about having the ability to upload a URL in that resources area instead of only PDFs and docs and things.
What about you put a link into the section here where you're telling them go and download something?
It could be, you know, at first I really wanted to just put their directions for their little thing. Like I have a nice intro in the part where the writing is under the video. And I wanted to put, and here's what you do. And I wanted to put that down below so they could just click off, I did it. But there's an inability to put paragraphs in there. So it shows up as this one solid paragraph with no bullets or numbering or anything. So I had to move them back up into the big part, which makes that more text than I really wanted. So yeah, I mean, we could do that. It's just that I've already been directing them. Here's what you do. It's up in this higher part because I couldn't put it down there. So then they show up down there. That's kind of after the fact.
It seems like line breaks work here, Sean.
They look like they work here, but when the student sees it, it shows up as one solid block of text.
Okay. Well, we can fix that.
Yeah, great. Because I'm putting it in thinking it looks great. And then I go over there and the student I was on with, she's like, I don't even want to read that because it looks small. It looks too tight. And I'm like, no. So, all right. I think there was just one more quick one. If nobody else has, it was at the top of my, I can't find my questions at the top in the chat. Go back to the beginning. Link for resources. I asked you about that. Replays, deleting videos. I got them all. Thank you. And thanks everybody. Great questions.
Yeah, it's been good questions so far today.
Mostly ones I had already thought of too. So it's not just jumping on the bandwagon. It's really. But I do like your idea about forcing people to prioritize because you can't do everything. I get that.
Yeah, we want to do everything we can. And also, we don't want to go bankrupt trying to do everything we can.
So I will tell you, though, that Norma Stratton and I have both promoted Experienceify on these other huge groups that we're on. So it'll be nice.
Thank you so much. I really means a lot.
See what happens.
Yeah, so we're really going to try and turn on the marketing when version 2 goes live and try and take this to the world. So it's going to be ready at that point. Okay, folks, any other questions?
Murray, I had one more, if it's T again. So it's kind of similar to the question that was just asked. I sell supplements as part of my program, but they have to go to another URL for it. Where would you suggest I put the link to the URLs?
So it's going to be as part of a training, right?
Sort of. I mean, it's supplements that they'll use for the whole program. So it could be consistently something that I suggest they need, but there could definitely be an individual training about the specific supplements.
Okay, so there are 2 places I recommend. Like if you have a video where you're talking about the supplements they need in order to do the program, then a good place to do that would be here in the training notes area. I'm not sharing my screen. A good place to do that would be here in the training notes area underneath the training.
Yeah, good.
So if I were to go to this video, let's say this was the introductory video for the course, and then you could just have these, make sure you grab these supplements as part of the homework. You could also put them into the homework for the training itself. So you could actually assign points to them.
Oh yeah, good idea. Great.
So you could say, make sure you download the supplement A. Make sure you go and buy supplement A.
Right. And there you could put the URL link right in there, Marie.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, perfect.
URL link. You have to do it as HTML, and I've got examples of this in the Help Center. So you would have to do amazon.com/whatever, and then buy the supplement like that.
Great.
And then give it some points so that people get the points once they go and buy it. So it's going to be,
Great.
it's going to be more likely that they go and do it if they get the points to go and buy the thing.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That makes sense. And then is there any place, like I see how there's pictures like under what to do now or watch video. Could I put pictures of the supplements there instead of those kind of pictures or something like that?
Yeah, right here. Just upload a new image.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Great. Okay, thanks.
And the other thing that I've seen done before is a friend of mine has a cooking class that he does on Experienceify. And there are ingredients that he wants you to buy before you start the work. So what he does is he puts them as pre-actions. So
great.
So he just has them here. Make sure you go and buy, these starting ingredients. So he makes it one of the pre-actions is go and buy these supplements, go buy these ingredients.
Great. That makes a lot of sense in both places. That's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks, Murray. That's terrific.
Welcome. Okie doke. Next question, please.
This is Sean. I just wanted to come back to that though. To me, if there's any way you guys could add that URL thing the same way you have under the video, I just think it would be so useful. Because for example, I don't know if it feels ethical to give them points for buying stuff or not. It's like, what about the people that don't want to buy it? They get less points. You're already paying money to buy. So, I mean, that it works for her, but in some cases, I don't think it would. It'd be nice to have those downloads could also be a button to go to a little page that tells about the vitamin. Just the lack of an ability to put in a URL as a separate button or a separate resource is just it's a big problem for me. So I hope you will consider that and not just embed it into all those other places, even though those are good suggestions for now.
Okay, cool. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. We put for EPM, as part of EPM, we have a book your message to money live tickets. That's a pre-action, and we give it, I think, 10 XPs or 5 XPs or something. And not everyone's going to want to come to message to money live, but we still give it points because we want to really, really try and get people to come. So, I guess it's just
right. And I'm sorry I said that about that because I do think there's a lot of circumstances where it totally makes sense. But in other cases, just for information or sales, it'd be nice to have a spot where they could go to a URL. Mm-hmm. Anyway, thanks. Okay. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to offend anybody.
No worries. It's all good.
Marie, could I add something to that? It's T again. I just wanted to add I was thinking about making the supplement track an extra credit track so that kind of they could get those bonus XPs versus so then people who were doing a program without supplements wouldn't feel like they were missing out. But then people who were doing like the fast track with the supplements could get them. Is that something that would make sense to you or just leave it within the normal program?
It's totally up to you. You could, if you wanted to, make them double XPs. Just trying to think. I think it's totally up to you and how you want to implement it. I can see a case for both. What would be the reason why people wouldn't want to upgrade their course to get the supplements?
Just every now and then somebody is philosophically opposed to supplements and you can do the program with food only. I actually don't recommend it because by the end of the program, they almost always end up getting the supplements that help so much. But so I just haven't, I've just been thinking about it both directions.
I would make it a pre-action.
Yeah.
I would make it a pre-action still. And I would just say, hey, so we're giving points because most people decide to get the supplements at one time or another during this course. And I'm just going to give you XPs as part of this. And for the folks that, and if you don't want to do it, then you could address this in a video. And if you don't want to do it, then that's totally up to you. And I understand why. But I'm just going to, that's part of the program. It's like, I really recommend that you do it. And if you do, you are recommending people get the supplements because they do speed and amplify and make success more likely.
Right.
Then I think you do owe it to them to try and incentivize as much as possible with getting supplements. And sure, you can, if you can actually say, if you don't want to get supplements, that's fine. You just don't get these 2 points, or however many points that you give.
Right. That's a good point, though, because I do try to present it the way you just talked about, because they do get better results. So, and it is easier. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Marie.
Okay. All righty.
I have some feedback from my students that is a form of a question from me.
Do it. Yeah.
If nobody else has questions. Okay, so I didn't like the last platform I was in that much, but that one, and one that I'm taking courses in now, I'm taking a few other courses that have this lovely little down the side menu that shows a button where, okay, you did that one, you did that one, you did that one. I don't think our hub over on the left really does that, right? Does it actually show? Is there a way to have that when people just want to have like radio buttons in a vertical menu so they can actually, or also a thing that shows their progress through the course? All right, you're 2/3 of the way through. I thought there was something like that, but maybe I'm not finding it.
No, there's not. So in the sidebar right now, we've got. I have to admit that it's looking at it with fresh eyes. It's not particularly useful. It's got all the courses that you currently have access to, and it just shows you the modules and the trainings inside each course. And if I'm in a course and I'm going through a course, this is probably the last thing that I want to see. A list of other courses that I currently have access to. So
yeah, no, I mean, it's so helpful, and I love watching those buttons fill in on the other one that I'm doing, and
totally
it's very simple. And then
Totally
there's another thing across the top that has a little, oh, you're this far into the course now. And I thought there was something like that here, where there's like a bar that stretches across that shows how much you've done, but maybe not.
I think that's the module page, which shows you how much of the module you've done. But I certainly get the point about the sidebar, and I'll talk to the designer about how we can make this more useful and show a bit more contextual information about their journey through the content.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe they don't even need to see all their other courses. They can go back to the main hub and put sort of a running trainings thing there.
Totally. Yeah. Thanks for suggesting that.
I remember EPM had some kind of bar on the side. Didn't we have like a vertical bar or something showing the progress? Maybe not. I don't think it said percentages. It was just kind of like a visual bar with little dots or something.
I don't really.
But I agree. I think it gives them a good feeling to know. I mean, my problem is I'm building the courses I'm teaching it, so people I don't have. There would be no way to indicate the percentage, because if there's no content in there, then the program doesn't know. But once it's built,
EPM just shows modules.
Not there, but when you actually on the trainings page, I think you saw like when you like for some reason I remember like on the all trainings side page, I think I saw like a bar or something of the ones, yeah. But I think it's a great point to see kind of a progress. Yeah, see that one on the left? I mean, it doesn't really tell you that much, to be honest. For some reason, I remembered it with more information, like in terms of, but it says something, 1 of 14 trainings, said that you see where it's 0 of in this module. I don't know, but I like the idea of a visual kind of indicator of like your progress so that you feel like you accomplished something.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Cool. All right.
And looking at that one, it is a bar, but the place where, what if you skipped a module? Like I have people right now that got way behind, and I said, I'd rather have you just go up to lesson 4 so you'll be ready for our next class. Then if you go back, great, if you can fill in the ones behind you. So that's why the radio buttons that weren't connected in a line was they're both helpful. But sometimes what happens if you're skipping modules? Does your line get filled in, or I don't know what would happen there.
Yeah, lots to think about, and I will be definitely thinking about them. one thing that we always do in EPM, and that I encourage other people to do, is to have a jump contest for folks that have gotten behind in the content. Let's say that you're at module 4 and you know that there's a lot of people who have only completed, say, 1 or 2 modules, and you'd love them to fill in, just do a lot more of the trainings before you drop the next load of content. So one thing we do in EPM is we have a jump contest where I'm not sure how many points, but if you earn a certain amount of XPs over the weekend, then we'll send you a free t-shirt, and you can choose the t-shirt we send you. And it costs us, if we have 800 students in EPM last year, I think we sent out 150 t-shirts, I think, just from memory, to people that joined the jump contest who felt they were behind. We announced the jump contest. They thought, that sounds like a good idea. I'm going to spend the weekend catching up because I want to win this cool t-shirt. And they actually did. They spent their entire weekend catching up, and we sent out like over 100 t-shirts to people that earned the right amount of XPs between the Friday and the Monday. And we got in our graduation stories from EPMers after the program was done, surprising amount of people that hit their goal by the end of the program of earning $2,000. A surprising amount of them were able to do it because they were in the jump contest and they took action. They were able to catch up and then continue with the course. These are people that probably would have abandoned the course because they felt behind, because that's what happens when people feel behind. They get guilty. They feel like they're never going to catch up, and what's the point? And they're just gonna, the inner voice is going to be going, what's the point? You're never going to catch up. You're never going to have success. And then they abandon and go and do something else and feel like, let's just chalk this one up again to me not doing the work. So the more you can do to encourage them to take action, like we do in EPM, the more likely it is they will take action. And it costs us a few $1,000s to send t-shirts out to that amount of people. But because we had so many people who reactivated as a thanks to that jump contest, who then completed the program, who then got a result, who then joined our next level mentorship program. After that few $1,000 investment paid itself back 10 or 20 or 30 times at least in new repeat sales from the same people who we reactivated, who ordinarily would have just abandoned the course. So
I'm doing a second one right now, but I only rewarded the people that got over a certain amount of points, and even didn't matter if they had them before or not, right? But so you actually specifically looked at how many points they caught up over that time frame. So then you have to look. Yeah, that's why at this point, and you did it for me last time, because we can't sort it right now. It's like it's too much work.
Yeah, it's challenging right now.
With 120
I get
people.
it. It's kind of impossible to do right now, just because the way the leaderboard doesn't allow you to export and stuff like that. But
I do it anyway. I do it manually. I have somebody go through it, but I mean, it's definitely helpful. I've seen people already going up in the ranks, and I tagged manually everybody that was like really that had no or like 0 to 20 points. I tagged them and sent them a different email campaign. So yeah, it's definitely a little bit of extra work, but I feel that it definitely pays off. I agree, Murray.
Well, we'll be trying to make it no extra work for you in version 2.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It seems like a great idea, but what about the people who were doing their work on time and keeping up to start with? Don't they want t-shirts too?
I get them a bonus. I give everybody a bonus that was at a certain level. So I give them a digital bonus, nothing I have to mail out. I don't have the money to do that.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. That sounds good. What about with Murray? Did anybody have a problem with that, or was it okay?
No, we just tell them that you're on track to get a huge result here, and we're trying to help people who are feeling behind.
Yeah, great.
And just to not lose sight of like what's the future self vision that you have for them. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing any extra questions coming in. We're coming up to the top of the hour, just a few minutes to go.
Rory,
Yeah.
real quick, where do the replays of these calls go? I forgot. Are you posting them in the Facebook group of these particular coaching
Yeah,
calls?
I always post them on the Facebook group. They go into the help center, but I always post the link onto the Facebook
Okay,
group.
great. I don't think I ever will review, but just in case I ever have to review. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, unless there are any last questions, I'm going to call it a day and head down to the kitchen to get some goodies.
Next time we see you, it'll be version 2. It'll be like you'll be a whole new human.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna like. I'm not sure this development team like they tell you Tuesday and then I'm sorry it's gonna be Wednesday and but definitely, I mean, I'm committing to next week. That's something that I'm gonna fly over to Belarus and beat them with my bare hands to make whip them like rented mules to make that happen. But yeah,
Guido, the killer developer.
yeah.
Well, maybe you need a t-shirt contest for them, Murray.
Maybe so. Maybe something with some Russian written on it. Yeah, I have to figure out what I can put on there. We did send them some Live Your Message t-shirts at one point, and they sent back an amazing picture of all the Russians in their company, all the Belarusians that are all in a t-shirt. They had no idea what it said, but they loved the t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was back when we were spending like $50,000 a month on software for Heroic. That was fun. All right, folks, it is just a few seconds to go until 4. It's now 4, so I'm gonna hit the stop button and post this. And thank you to everybody for coming out, asking some amazing questions. Every office hours is better than the last, I feel like. And yep, can't wait to celebrate version 2 with y'all.
Yeah.
Can you offer them a bonus if they do it a day early, and then you've got a day wiggle room?
I will float that with the team lead and see what he says.
Gamify it. You can do it.
Thank you.
Great seeing you all. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.